What's up, traders? It's the 8th of October, Wednesday. We got NFP coming out on Friday. Price has been quite bearish this week so far, even though I was expecting price to be bullish at the start of the week. I've had to switch my bias, and honestly, not knowing where price is going all week, I've just had to stay on the sidelines and not do anything. Right now, as I'm watching this, overall on the weekly time frame, we had that channel. Price is playing out that channel after extending for the whole year since January, right? We had January, essentially last December, or December, January was the low. Boom, prices just pushed up, displacing up, and eventually we formed this channel with RSI divergence at a key level on this monthly time frame. Swing high just below that fair value gap, tapped into that and just found some resistance. That was on during FOMC a few weeks ago. Since then, we have just been consolidating sideways, and this week it looks like at the moment we are pushing lower, although it's NFP on Friday, so I'm not really confident on whether it's going to go down or up, so we'll see. But at the moment it does look like we're going to push lower, and it does look like to me we are going to push lower into this fair value gap that price has been aiming at since it displaced lower from here up here. I had my prediction when we were trading around here that price might come down and tap this low and then push up, and I was stuck to that bias for quite some time. And then as price started to move up, I stopped having that bias, whereas now it does seem like maybe we are eventually making our way down to this low, because if you look at this daily time frame, after displacing up so strongly, price left this fair value gap, right? Quite a strong fair value gap, just tapped into it. That shows there's a strong bullish momentum. Price pushes up, pulls down, takes out makes a low, pushes up, comes down, takes out liquidity, pushes up, takes out liquidity up there as well, comes down, takes another liquidity off that low, and then pushes up again, showing strong bullish momentum. Now that we had this channel SMT with GU, and now strong displacement lower, leaving and holding fair value gaps along the way. So this fair value gap was held, even though to me price was ranging between different point of interest. So this sell side liquidity was taken out at one point, and then price pushed up, held this bearish fair value gap, pushed down, held this inverse fair value gap, whereas now this looks a bit nicer and looks a bit cleaner. Whereas we pulled back, tried to push up with this bullish candle, failed. Now it's failed. To me, that signals failure of price pushing higher, and now it's willingness to push lower. And now we're seeing that price pushing lower slowly and slowly. Well, I wouldn't say so slowly, quite aggressively to be honest, and then pulled back into a point of interest on the 240 today during New York session. Another thing I was watching was this previous month low, and that was one of the main reasons I didn't want to short today, even though it looked like it was a very good setup going short, because we had just rejected that previous month's low. To me, I don't know how to trade that. I don't know what to do around that area, so I'd rather not enter a trade where I'm not fully confident in it right now and risk my 1%, because I would much rather just wait for a price to close lower now, and then maybe potentially find some kind of a entry maybe after NFP, because right now I'm not really interested in trading NFP, nor am I interested in trading after NFP. Maybe we'll get the trade next week. So yeah, we came below into the previous month low and found some support today. So this 240 candle right there, price came into that previous month's low at first, tapped it during the London session. This is a London session. It tapped, and then again between London and New York, took out that low again one more time, and then pushed up with this bullish engulfing candle, liquidity candle, where after seeing that, it could be suggested that price is going to find some kind of a support, especially because we had some accumulation here, you could argue, before price pushed lower. But to me, that accumulation is way too high up, and plus because I'm not really projecting price to push higher up, I wasn't interested in going long. Normally I would be, but not today. On the 1 hour time frame, I think that again you had price come into that low, put in a market structure shift right there with this bullish engulfing candle at 3 a.m. That's 8 a.m. UK time. Pull lower and then tap that low one more time, where then you had this accumulation before that low was tapped, and then price took out this low and then pushed up. And this was between London and New York sessions, so I'm not really interested in taking that trade there. Price pushed up, came above these highs, accumulated this little black candle. That's accumulation to me. Took out the high of that candle and then took out the high of the next candle. Oh shit, bro, this is what I'm saying. We are seeing that now. We are seeing that flag pattern on pound dollar play out. To me, that's something I've been watching and looking out for. We have taken out that high. I'm expecting this candle to be some kind of a bearish candle or a bullish engulfing candle, and we took out this low. That's similar to what you were 5 minute. I don't want to look at 5 minute time frame. Honestly, that's a nice double bottom that price just formed. Where is it going to go? Somewhere in this range. I'm not really interested in trading that right now. I would much rather wait for price to give me something else, maybe tomorrow London session. But it does seem like we're going to push up. So yeah, let's see. Or let's continue. So yeah, price came up, took out that high during New York session, which is something I was watching when I was just watching and wanting to trade, especially after this bearish engulfing candle, liquidity candle that took out liquidity off this high. So multiple highs have been taken out, and to me, I was predicting that potentially price could pull back into the 618 or into this bit here, that 50%, and then find some kind of a support, some kind of a resistance there. And it did. I was working, so I didn't really have time to trade, nor did I I didn't have time to trade, nor was I watching the market. I only saw the market that market had pushed lower down to this low by the time I even had time to check the charts. But that's what it is sometimes. Yep, we got FOMC meeting minutes coming out, and that's why this candle is playing up right now. Yeah, this would have been a good trade, I think, because mild flow, although because we've rejected this previous month's low, was one of the main reason I didn't want to go short. The way price had been displacing lower, especially on that 60-minute time frame where we took out this liquidity yesterday. Then market structure shift, then slight pullback, and then dropped lower. To me, it was kind of suggesting that price could potentially find resistance somewhere, and it's the fact that we printed this bearish engulfing liquidity candle after taking out a high few times, right? 1, 2, 3, quite a few times. And I thought that was a good area to go short after that candle, and it would have been a good trade, but price had already played out. And then price put in this really strong bearish engulfing candle. To me, to be honest, that's good candle. It's coming at a time and a level where I'm expecting price to find some kind of a support, and that candle normally, if it comes towards the end of a leg, could potentially find some kind of a support after that. And from what I'm seeing, we could find some kind of a support after that candle. I would wait for price to drop lower one more time though, because it is forming a channel on the 60-minute time frame, and 60-minute channels are much better than the 15-minute channels. And ideally, I would like to see something like this and then look to trade tomorrow morning. Pound dollar, I was hella bullish going into the week, or especially yesterday, because we had this bullish engulfing candle. Only today when I woke up this morning, I saw the candle yesterday closed with this bearish engulfing candle, and after seeing that, there's no way I was bullish anymore. If anything, I was more bearish going into today. And on the lower time frames, we've had this channel flag forming up. I was expecting price to come up to this drawn liquidity going into the week, and it just didn't even make a dent on that. It did take out this high from Friday, and then boom, displaced lower, leaving this fair value gap, held that fair value gap again, pushed lower, put in this bearish engulfing liquidity candle earlier today. I was saying, because we were in this range, we might, I don't really want to trade here, go short here, because we took out this low, could easily push up, it could have. So I'm rather not take a trade when I'm not fully confident in which direction to trade. So but this flag pattern is playing out, and it is something I'm going to be watching. 1, 2, 3, 4, this is the 5th test, and it's coming down with loads of accumulations along the way, right? You can see it how you want. This is accumulation. To me, this whole thing is accumulation, and it's coming into quite a nice level as well, which is a previous week's low. It came into this inverse fair value gap, which is one of the lowest point I would like to see. It's coming in a way where it's starting to lose momentum, which is good. And yeah, it's gonna be forming, or is forming, a channel on the 15-minute time frame as well. I do believe it had already formed a channel with RSI divergence. I don't think so. Let's see, what's that at? Where do I see that? Where's my RSI? Yeah, it's too low here. So from here, maybe I would like to see another low being made tomorrow London session, but I do think that this is going to kick off before London session even opens tomorrow. So if it's already pushed up somewhere into the middle of this range, I'm not really that interested, right? We grab liquidity here, displaced, grab liquidity here, displaced. How much longer are we going to keep doing that? So we have got the channel formed on the 60-minute time frame right here. RSI divergence. I don't think, yeah, to me this is a good setup, and I do think this is where price is going to find support. I'll be happy to enter here, and I think I am going to enter here with stops down here. I'll take out 50% of this range. Cool, let's go. I have actually taken this trade, so let's see how this plays out. We've got the double bottom at the end of a channel. We might even, continue down one more time, take our liquidity. I've got myself my stops below this low, which is a very good location to have my stops. And let's see how this plays out. I'm expecting price to come into this range, potentially go up, or it's just going to drop lower and take me out. It's one or the other. So whatever it does, I'll let it do. See you tomorrow.